Hello viewers, we're still getting through my backlog of videos, which is still a lot I've got to work through, is this Sportel show coverage here. Just a very brief few clips really I took on my journey, and it was a show all about sports and finding out what's going on in the world of entertainment behind the scenes. A quite interesting debate on stage as well regarding YouTube. I'll come back to that in just a moment, but they had this Mercedes on display there, and so I jumped in. You'll see me climbing in and using the button there to extend the pedals as far as they'll go inside. They had it set up here. It wasn't properly set up, so I wasn't able to get the most out of it, and there were assists on as well, and quite a bit of lag in the PS3 version compared to the PC version that I'm used to. But either way, I just wanted to give it a quick tour. It's a shame I came back and did a much better race without the camera, but either way it's good fun. I think there's that climbing in animation in Formula 1, and it shows they've got it just right when you see me getting in and out of the car, and just the overhead view as well. Something quirky, something unusual, and was a lot of fun as well. So racing round there and just seeing if I can find a gap. The car wasn't handling great, so you'll see a lot of action in the steering wheel where I just wasn't able to get it exactly where I wanted to. Brake was also really soft for me, and I was having to brake a fair amount earlier than I normally would on my own rig. So not quite my normal lap times, but either way, a lot of fun. And this resulted in winning the helmet you can see just up there behind me, signed by Nico Rosberg. So what was interesting was seeing a stand, seeing the different sports companies on display, but also some of the discussions on stage. And one of the most interesting discussions I thought was about YouTube. And one of the senior people at News Corp, part of essentially that owns Sky, they consider it almost piracy that people were recording content from the TV, editing it and putting it on YouTube. And something that's really strange about YouTube is that they say you can only upload the videos that you own, and yet if you type Formula 1 or football into YouTube, you're bound to come up with real football matches or real Formula 1 races, and some are deleted and some aren't. There seems to be a deep inconsistency. Now, I don't upload any Formula 1 on this channel. I don't upload any comparisons between real life and the game. And sometimes it feels deeply unfair when people do that and get away with it, when you say, well, that's not your ownership. You don't have the ownership of that Formula 1 footage, and yet there seems to be allowances made. And I think in a way that this is something that they're trying to raise, in the sense that the rights holders say, well, we've paid for the rights to show that, so why is it being allowed to appear on YouTube? And YouTube weren't being very convincing in their argument of how they were discussing that. And it's clearly it's something on YouTube with how do we use licensed music. Some people seem to get away with it. Bad lip reading can use NFL clips. Why? What's the deal done there? How does that get shared to other YouTubers? It doesn't. So there's lots of little things that come up on YouTube that are inconsistencies, anomalies we'll call them, in terms of how it works, and for us as YouTubers, where we stand in terms of where we fit. I'm struggling to work my way around here, obviously bumping off walls and everything else I wouldn't normally bump off. It's usually frustrating when you go along to an event like this. You jump in expecting to do 3 perfect laps, hammer it round, and you find the controls all over the place. But those of you who've done F1 competitions and events will know you turn up, or gaming events, and the controls all over the place compared to what you have at home. Racing Line was on. They must have had some assists on, but either way it was all over the place for me. So I was working quite hard to try and keep it on the straight and narrow, turning in, getting a lot of understeer in these corners. Again, as I was saying, braking earlier. But it felt good in the car, despite the fact I had to really work with the wheel to get it round. Fanatic wheel always feels great for these F1 style sims. I say it's a sim, F1 style sim, but it's sort of the feeling of being in there. We are simulating the cockpit by being in the cockpit after all, and I'm hitting the brakes again well early there, but the car just wasn't turning, even though I was braking at my normal point. So there we go. That was an unusual one in terms of the way it was set up, but suffice to say we work our way around. I went back after this, did a much better lap time, and then won the tournament for the day. So that was good fun. So Sportel has had some interesting opportunities to meet people. I just wanted to share my little part of this adventure with you all as part of my little tour in Monaco recently. But that's it from me for now. I'll leave you with a little bit of this racing action. There'll be more from me very soon.
Yeah. So that was just